Welcome back, friends. It's Tactical, back with another blade. Today we got the Schf25. Here's the sheath that comes with it. Got some eyelets for different lashing and different mounting positions. Here's the belt loop, so you can move it around if you want to at different angles and stuff, which is always cool. Comes out very, I was gonna say it comes out very easily, but let's check for rattle. No rattle whatsoever. The sheath does have a drainage hole right there. I almost forgot to mention that. The retail for this is about $72, but you can usually find them for mid to low 40s. Take a look at this puppy. Full tang, of course. No lanyard hole. That's cool with me. This thing ain't really a survival knife. You could use it for that, but to me it's more of a battle knife, something for fighting. But you do have a little choke up spot for some fine work. Some jimping right there. It's like in the perfect spot for that too. Now the scales are made of G10. Some pretty good texturing. It is a little bit square, but for my hands it kind of fits pretty good. But it is a little square. These angles, they should have been rounded off just a little bit more, but the traction seems pretty good. Some nice finger grooves. So the G10 seems pretty decent. It's actually a really good shape. Just the shape of it in your hand. It just locks you in. Like I said, mostly for fighting. That's what I think of this. Even the reverse grip feels really secure and safe. Now, the overall length on this is 9.7 inches. Blade length is 4.6 and the weight is 9.3 ounces. Now, the steel is the 9CR18 MOV, which is supposed to be a lot better than the 8CR. Take a close-up of the blade. It's hard to see in this light being black and where the shadows are, but it's like a very super shallow hollow grind. Just a little bit of, I almost thought it was a flat grind or a partial flat, but it's actually a partial hollow. It's just very shallow. So I got some super dead wood here. We'll try out the initial sharpness on. Now this will make it tougher, but hey, what the hell. See how this thing works. We'll try it in all the different spots. Yeah, you can tell this is ultra dead stuff. I'm gonna try out that little choke up spot. Yeah, it is a lot more controllable actually, just using that little spot. And being a 4.6 inch blade, this ain't very long, so it's easy to do some intricate work. But the sharpness seems pretty decent. Let me give this a shot real quick. This ain't as dead. It is dead, but it's just not as bad. And this is black birch. Yeah, see, it's not as dead. It's a lot easier to work with. So far so good. Obviously, being a kind of a small fixed blade, this ain't gonna be for chopping, but we're gonna try it anyways. Boy, black birch is so freaking hard. Look at that. And there is no mass really. I'll even try to 3-finger it. Yeah, a little bit better actually. It doesn't have enough grip to really 3-finger it. It does, but man, it feels like it's just gonna fly out of my hands. At least in that position. If I go back where I'm supposed to, now it doesn't feel like it's gonna go anywhere. No hot spots yet. So far so good. Yeah, black birch. It's kind of tough stuff. See how she does in the hammer stab. I think it's going to do pretty good. As long as my aim works, because this is kind of a small piece of wood. Oh, she's ain't getting good that time. Decent penetration. And so far, no slippage. Now, I did just feel something right there. Right there where my ring finger is. That's a little... I think it's because it's square. That's what's getting me. Oh man, that really sank in. Shit! Come on out of there. Yeah, I feel that a little bit. Just on the edges right here and right here. Right where that goes over. But like I said, this is more of a fighting knife. And flesh ain't gonna be as solid as this piece of wood. But it does penetrate pretty good. Well, if you're in a pinch, you might have to baton your small fixed blade. Let's see how she does. That was easy. Damn. Ooh, this is kind of big for this little knife, but we'll see if she'll do it. Ooh, busted right through. Now, I've only used 9 CR18 MOV once before, and it did really good, actually. I just don't want to hit the darn handle scales. Pretty easy. Especially if you want to make some small tinder, no problem. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. I just felt the handle slabs move. No way, Jose. Yep, they're just moving a little bit. I just feel it. It's just ever so slightly. I just thought I felt that. And it did. Not a huge deal. You can tighten that up, but it shouldn't come loose. Not that easily. But this is for fighting, you know, but I'm using it for this. So I ain't got no spare humans to go stab. And I don't think that's legal, so you can't be doing that stuff. So, wood's my target. Flying right through it, though. So there you go. I know that was just a short test of that. So what do I think of this thing overall for the 43 bucks? Well, if you're buying this for a fighting knife, it's definitely cool for the price, for sure. Survival knife, it'll do stuff, but it ain't really meant for that. You know, for the small tasks, yeah, for carving, making snares, you know, little stuff, whittling, it's going to work really well for that. You know, there is no mass for chopping, so obviously, you know, it's no good for that. Couple hits, obviously the handle scales came loose, which sucks. I know that's an easy fix. I could just go home and fix it, which I'm going to do. But they really shouldn't have came loose that easily. I know I'm sending shock through it, but still. You know. Another hit, these are too square, the handle scales. I was getting a hot spot right here when I was doing hammer stabs. So a couple hits there. Besides that, none of the other jimping messed with me. I mean, the traction was good. The shape of the handle is really good. I do really like the knife, even though it has some downfalls. You know, 43 bucks. It's hard to get a good knife for under 50 bucks, although Schrade does make a lot of them for under 50 bucks. The 9CR18 MOV held up really good. I mean, nothing at all. Feels just as sharp. The finish held up really good too. I like the finish, kind of the stone wash looking. So that held up well too. But you got a couple flaws. Like I said, for fighting, it's not going to be a flaw. I don't think it's going to mess with you at all. It actually might aid you. But for anything in the woods, there's a couple hits right there. So, just got to be honest with the review. So 1 to 10, I'd probably give it a solid 7. Thanks as always for stopping by, and until the next time we meet.